Hey sugar, I've got a proposition for you, if you're feeling lucky. I'm talking loot, of course, but not just any loot. Handsome Jack's Casino. The place is full of cash, and it's all up for grabs for the right person who has the guts and guns to go and get it. All for a little favour in return. I want the casino. Take as much as you can carry. I don't care. I just want the casino. You see, he stole my plans that I used to design the place. Taking it back is scratching him out my books forever. The only question is, are you game? As president of the Hyperion Corporation, you can imagine the kind of score we're talking about. Of course, the place will most likely be full of loader bots, not to mention the poor unfortunate patrons that were trapped inside, most likely gone feral by now. Jack's idea of a good customer was one that couldn't leave. He's a complete tyrant, and the only thing he loved more than himself was hurting everybody else around him. He's left scars on all of us. But it's time to get some justice. The casino went on lockdown when Jack met the business end of a vault hunter 7 years ago. So who knows what's inside, but it's not going to be pretty. The place is probably a mess. On top of that, there'll be traps around every corner. So, keep your guard up, because you never know what you're going to come into contact with. That's Jack for you. Dead for 7 years and he's still trying to screw us. But, don't worry. Just keep your guard up and you should be fine. Once I'm in charge of the casino, I'll have it all cleaned up. And everyone's debt wiped as a welcome gift. But Jack must have roped a lot of people in when he started the casino, so there'll probably be a lot of feral people running around. They would have been stranded for a long time, so watch out for those. He marketed the casino as this friendly place, a place of wonder and excitement, but it's all a scam. A place where you can have fun. There's no rules, but as I say, complete scam. People will believe anything. But once you're inside, you're trapped, physically and financially. It's possible that somebody took over since Jack's been gone, so you'll have to watch out for that as well. Somebody will still be pulling the strings, I'm sure. But don't worry too much about that. If you come into contact with them, then maybe you can negotiate. But if not, I recommend firepower. In fact, I would recommend firepower pretty much every time. You don't want to waste too much time. I want that casino. So since you're going to have to fight your way through, we should probably check out your weapons and upgrade them if necessary. When you're inside, you'll come across a tower. It's the largest in the place, so it'll be pretty hard to miss. And once you manage to get inside, you'll find the keys to the kingdom. There's supposed to be a subway connecting all the parts to the casino, but it might not be working. So, if that's the case, if I remember correctly, there should be tracks you can follow to the strip. There will be various loader bots to get through at each turn, I imagine. And they'll probably drop some pretty good loot. It's up to you if you swap it out, but it's there should you need it. You're not completely trapped inside. I'll be talking to you the whole way, so I'm there to guide you, but there'll be various groups of bots to get through, and they'll drop various loot, so if you think there's something worth upgrading for, go for it. The main power should still be working, so pretty sure you can upgrade on the go if you need to. Okay, sugar. I'll be forward with you. So, this heist is kind of personal. me and Jack, we were an item, briefly, until I found out he was a psychopath, and to say that it ended messy would be a kindness. And it did end messy. So, he stole my plans, and I told him I had a dream of building a casino, and then he went and took all the credit for it. I've waited for the perfect opportunity to get the place back. 7 years. It finally took him dying for me to get it back. And for you, of course. And I appreciate your help. By the way, if you do potentially come into contact with the new owner, don't trust them. Just listen to me and I'll guide you through. I doubt they'll be of any use and probably trying to trick you into something. As you say, there'll be many traps around, so you want to watch out for those. Do not trust this person, whoever they may be. We're not here to make friends. Get in, get the loot, get out, and I'll deal with the rest. When you approach Jack's tower, I'm pretty sure there'll be plenty of loader bots waiting for you, so watch out for those. The closer you get, the more enemies to face. That's usually how it goes, especially with a casino. But I'm confident you can push through it, unless maybe there is somebody inside that may be of some use. I wonder. Well, it's a long shot, but Timothy Lawrence, he is a doppelganger, essentially, of Jack. I seem to remember that Jack always kept his doppelgangers nearby, should he ever need them. They were stand-in for movie shoots and anything that Jack was too lazy to go and do himself. So, he had these doppelgangers made to do the work for him. In fact, they did most of the dirty work for him. However, they may look like Jack, sound like Jack, but they're not Jack. I do think they are injected with his DNA, however, so watch out for that streak. But more often than not, they're pretty good. If I'm correct, and he is still in there, he could prove invaluable to the heist, so keep your eyes out. He should be able to help you. Security at the tower will be pretty tight, so again, if you run into him, he should be able to help. Well, Timothy, he was elected to undergo some serious reconstructive surgery to look like Jack, but it was to pay off his student loans, see. And yeah, I think he had Jack's DNA injected into him. They all did. I don't know how many exactly, but it's definitely more than 2. He should be integrated into the system, so gaining access should be a piece of cake from there. This is, of course, assuming that he's in there. You might have to find him. I doubt he'll just present himself to you. He may even be trapped somewhere. Timothy's days of working for Jack may be long gone, but I wouldn't trust him as far as you could throw him. So, if he says or does anything that you think is suspicious, go ahead and see how far that is. A little piece of advice: there's a reason the house always wins. You'll never get through playing the game fairly, so you'll have to use firepower. Unsurprising, so we need to make sure you're kitted out properly and have all the weapons that you can carry. Jack's got the whole place rigged. Don't waste your time trying to outsmart it either. Just shoot. Remember, you gotta act VIP to be VIP. So, to sum up, get in, get the loot, the keys to the kingdom, and get out. I'll deal with the rest. And remember, if you do come into contact with Timothy, don't trust him. Remember, he does contain Jack's DNA after all. Once he has fulfilled his usefulness, just leave him there and he'll be fine. And make a quick escape. we don't want to hang around too long. You never know what kind of things lurk in there. You want to be as quick as possible. Remember, if something looks too hard to beat, don't bother. Just bypass it and continue on. So, Vault Hunter, do you have any questions for me? Well, as I've said before, we'll have plenty of upgrades for you, so don't worry about that. You're going to need all the firepower that you can get. This isn't an impossible mission, as I've said. Otherwise, I wouldn't have asked you. But it's better to be safe than sorry. You'll do well to go over-equipped than under-equipped. What's the point of making it harder than it has to be? Well, I can't be sure, but I have a feeling that Jack is definitely using the casino as a front. I mean, why else would he build it? It's not for entertainment purposes, per se. He gets plenty of that from elsewhere. By torturing people, most likely. We've all met the tyrant and his awful ways. But I believe it's something a bit more sinister this time. I think he's using it as a front to build a load of bot army. I don't know why. I'm sure he's got plenty of power already. But I guess, being Jack, he always wants more. It's never good enough for him. And why not rip people off at the same time? You see, people go in there and they think they can gain money to clear their debts, but instead, they just end up being more in debt, and then they're trapped there, just as he wants. He doesn't even try to hide what he's doing, really. It's just that people are people and they're too blind to see. But lucky for us, we're not so dumb. I guess he's just an egotistical, power-hungry narcissist. So, what other questions do you have? I thought you might ask that. Well, I guess if you have to trust me and I'm to trust you, I guess I can tell you. I've got nothing to hide. To sum up, I was a member of a clan a long time ago, but it wasn't good for us, so I took my kids, Ellie and Scooter, and ran. You see, they tried to make Ellie the clan wife, and I couldn't have that. I couldn't stand to see her subjected to something like that. So we fled, and then we ended up on Pandora. Well, that stuff with Handsome Jack, you already know, for the most part. Anyway, that's enough questions for now. We need to make sure you get some rest before you go ahead. In the morning, I will go through things with you again, just to make sure you know exactly what you're doing. Although, I couldn't have made it simpler. In, get the loot, out. Give me the keys to the kingdom. But, just in case, we'll go through it again. There may be some more intel I may be able to give you that I may have missed. We need to make sure as well that you're not running low on supplies and gear you up with everything that you need. Remember, I'll be in communications with you as well, so don't worry about that. If you've got any questions, you can ask me when you're there. So, how are you feeling about it? Good. We should probably just check that you are all there before you continue. As you say, not an impossible mission, but it's not going to be easy either. Remember, don't panic. I'll be there if you need anything. And do try and look for Timothy, as useless as he may be, normally. In this case, he may be of some use. Yeah, he's nothing like Jack, really. He's actually totally different to Jack. Again, it was mainly reconstructive work, but as he's been injected with his DNA, he will come out with some things that sound like Jack. But remember, as far as we know, it's not actually Jack. So then, Vault Hunter, I will leave you to rest now. If there's anything you need, you know where I am. And again, when you fly up to the casino, the gravitational pull will do the work for you. So you don't have to worry about that. Just make sure that you can actually get in the casino. We don't want you stuck outside after all this hard planning. That would be embarrassing. When you get to the gate, there should be a bot there, if I seem to remember correctly. But they should be pretty neutral, so they shouldn't attack you, which will give you some time to double check your inventory. When you finally get inside the building, I have a feeling that Jack would have set some trap. He usually does. He just loves to torment people. But don't worry too much. I have full confidence in you. And as I said before, there should be plenty of loot still in the casino as you go. So if you find anything of use, definitely pick it up. Check your surroundings. You never know what you might find. And there may be others in there that may be able to help you. But don't trust them. Just see what they're planning first. So, with that said, I will leave it there. I will see you when you wake up.